Joan trained as a classical actress in London, but at 22 she left England's prudish shores for Hollywood. It was 1955, and as the newest sex kitten in town,
don't you like my pretty pink peignoir?
She sought advice from the reigning queen.
Oh, do you feel the breeze from the subway? Isn't it delicious?
Marilyn Monroe told me about this. She said, beware of the wolves in Hollywood. I said, well, I can handle wolves. She said, oh, not this kind, honey. The studio bosses, if they don't get what they want, they'll drop your contract, and they've done it to lots of girls.
And Marilyn would know.
She did know. I was told, in no uncertain terms, by the then head of the studio, did I want to be the biggest star in the lot? And I said, well, that would be nice. And he said, well, then all you have to do is be nice to me.
Be nice to him.
Be nice to me.
Joan may have avoided the studio wolves, but they weren't the only predators on the prowl.
People online say you're a pervert. What do you say to that?
I'm a pervert. Courtney is a whore, and other. It's, you know what? It's people are welcome to their opinions. That's what the world is about. If they need to feel this way, that's theirs to hold, not ours.
So George, Glenn Beck has been on this kick that you are actually the mastermind who is trying to bring down the American government.
Of the satanic cult there. It's George Soros who's replaced David Rockefeller because David Rockefeller is getting too ill. So now you have George Soros, who's the high priest of New York City. If you go to Chicago, you're going to answer to Penny Pritzker. If you go to San Francisco, you're going to answer to Nancy Pelosi. If you go to Texas, you're going to answer to John Paul DeJoria. And so John Paul DeJoria in Texas, everybody will know who he is when I mention this. He's the one behind Paul Mitchell Hair Products. In fact, he was a business partner with, I don't know if it was Paul Mitchell director that him and his business partner created Paul Mitchell Products. But he killed his partner when he realized how wealthy he could get off of hair products and tequila. And he is the high priestess of Texas. What's interesting about Texas is that Joel Osteen was just nominated, I guess promoted to be the spirit counselor for the Houston area. And I've told you all these religious people are Satanists, folks, and it's Paul White and Joel Osteen both are spirit counselors for their areas, for their area groups, and they're the ones that are in charge of recruiting and keeping tabs on people inside the group. They help run the group's day-to-day operations. They talk to spirits about what people inside the group are doing. If you're in a satanic group or brotherhood or whatever part, they keep tabs on you 24/7. There are demons who watch you. And if you're not doing something that would please Satan, they report you to people that are in your occultic group. And so, Joel Osteen would be the one that these demons go to and say, hey, this woman over here, she's not doing enough dirty, evil deeds. And then Joel could report that to the high priest or priestess, and that woman would be in trouble. I mean, you're not free in these things. You're very tightly controlled and watched. And like I said, everybody has a ministry. So this is Joel Osteen's ministry for Satan, being a spirit counselor within the occultic group. And remember, they don't call demons friendly spirits. Or demons. They call them friendly spirits. No surprise. And no one knows how to use demons more than Joel Osteen does. Kenneth Copeland, all of them involved. They all just basically sit back and watch because they've already been through the ranks. already at the top, and they move over to give other people access to positions. I mean, you don't get much worse when you're already so far up at the top that you hear from Satan direct himself. I mean, because I was asking, well, why aren't Bill Clinton or George Bush or Hillary Clinton or Dick Cheney, why aren't these people priestesses, high priests and high priestesses? It's because they already hear from Satan direct. He already speaks to them directly, so they don't have to be a high priest or high priestess. He speaks to them directly and tells them what to do. They take their orders directly from Satan. If you're in an occultic group, you take your orders from the high priest or high priestess, and he doesn't think you've sacrificed enough. There was a conversation where Jim Carrey told John Travolta he didn't have enough sacrifice, so he told him he had to sacrifice his son or his wife, and made John Travolta choose between his son or his wife. One of them was going to be sacrificed. So what did we hear about 2 or 3 years ago? We heard about how his son fell in the bathroom on vacation and died. Yeah, that was John's decision. That was his sacrifice for Jim Carrey and Satan. Because you can only kill animals for so long, folks. Martin Scorsese used to be the high priest of the LA group, but 6 years ago he was replaced by Jim Carrey. And I was just so shocked when I heard that Jim Carrey was involved with the whole thing. I guess the real Jim Carrey was in Living Color, and somewhere after leaving Living Color, joined the Satanism sect of Hollywood, got demons to help him become a better actor and more funny. And so now when you see him acting out his comedian roles, you're seeing the demons that he has work through him.